Hello, New York City, and welcome to another exciting episode of VLTV. Today, we're going to be interviewing some local New York Nigerian artists who are going to express their ways of telling us how they show their art. So stay tuned.
It's Young John, the wicked producer.
To VLTV. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. So today's topic is basically about the kingdom. I personally feel like there's a rising generation, especially amongst a lot of us, I guess we can agree, as New York Nigerians, as we classify with, there's such a bubble that's going on right now. You know, we all know the people and, you know, we all socialize in these events that bring us all together. And it's actually a beautiful movement, I would say. And I think that you guys each play a role in it. You know, we have the music, we have the parties, we have the DJs, we have the dancers, as you guys are. And I feel like all of those criteria put together make up this interesting bubble. So I want to ask anyone here today, how do you feel about being a local Nigerian in New York City? What is the vibe for those who don't live in New York City? What's a typical feeling about it?
A typical feeling about being a local Nigerian is that I feel like I'm in a city where I know almost every Nigerian. Like everywhere I go, I know a Nigerian that knows a Nigerian that I already know before. So basically, I'm connecting myself to a Nigerian that I probably don't know later on.
Right.
Like every Nigerian is connected in a way in New York City. Like I don't know, it's just like a little African society where everybody gets to know each other without you even knowing that you're getting to know them.
That's right. I feel like, you know, a lot of us grew up with each other. A lot of our parents know each other, whether we know it or not. So I think it was very important, I think, when they did that, it was to set us up so that we can keep the culture together. Yeah. And how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's a negative thing? Can it be a negative thing?
No, I don't think it's a negative thing. You know, like, you know, it's just the nature of it alone. We are Nigerians living in New York City. It's not like we are Nigerians living in Nigeria.
Right.
So it's like, you know, the odds of me knowing him is greater than the odds of me in New York City is greater than the odds of me knowing him in Nigeria. And with the aid of social media now, it just makes things a lot more. It makes it more easier to connect with other people that you probably don't even know. So
that's right.
like Facebook and Instagram and you know. So I don't think it's a negative thing. I mean, it can be negative and it can be positive depending on which perspective we choose to look at.
Right, I totally agree. And that brings me to my question for DJ YB. So, you know, you're known as one of the top DJs in New York City. You know, you throw parties, people come out, people show you love. You know, we know your name around the city. So how does it feel? What do you feel like you do for the people?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels okay, I guess. Just playing music is my passion, basically. But it just feels normal. But one thing that I like to do, that I like to incorporate with being a DJ, is just using that medium to do other things that I like to do. For example, also try to help kids in Nigeria and everything, do that foundation kind of thing, because I'm involved with Co-Foundation. And just use that medium because, you know, as a DJ, you have to do a lot of things so people can know you, promote you, and help you out, support you. So you use that medium to as well to get other people to support whatever works that you do. Basically, that's just how I feel about it. Just, you know, basically just using that method, that medium to reach out to other people, to do something positive, basically.
Right. And I totally agree. And I think that's kind of the beauty of your artwork. It started off with you, I'm sure, playing music at parties. And then it escalated to you taking it a step further and remembering where you came from. You know, there's nothing but respect for someone who can do that because, you know, you turned it into a multimedia thing for you. You derive from a sector and you remember those back home and children who are in need and have the utmost respect for that. And I think that's what we need because we tend to focus a lot too much on the social aspect of being a New York Nigerian. Can anyone here agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes, because as much as there's positive, I also see negative. And one negative that I do see is that our people have a closed-minded mentality about a lot of things. Can anyone attest to that?
Somebody like me who does music, you know, and everything. There's a lot of competition that's out here right now, so Especially people who are in your family. Like if they see you doing something, oh, like what are you doing? Like,
Yes.
why don't you go to school, get your degree, get your master's, and become this and become that? But not knowing that that's not the only way to make money. You can make money off of something that you believe in, something that you're talented in.
That's right.
If the people that we listen to didn't have that belief, there would be no music here.
That's right.
We would have nothing to listen to. We would have nothing to watch.
I agree.
So I just feel like, you know, I think with our generation now, we're younger, we're more Americanized because we were raised here. So we don't really have too much of the mentality, but it's still there because I think people like to envy you when somebody sees somebody doing something.
Yes.
And I just want us to get out that mentality. You know, just rather support each other more rather than just to, oh, well, I don't care about him, I don't know him like that. Who is he? You know.
Yes, and I totally agree with what Owen was just saying. We have to sometimes get out of old ways. I think that because we have such a comfortable bubble where we know each other, we kind of isolate ourselves from everyone else in this city. You know, we tend to stick to our own. There's nothing wrong with sticking to our own, but do we support each other enough? Can we honestly say that we do? No, I don't think that we do. I think a little bit more so in our generation that we have now, we can see a movement going on, definitely. But at the same time, we're so close-minded in the same sense. We tend to think that Nigerian parties, Nigerian people are the only thing that exists. So if you're not in that bubble, you're quote-unquote not down or you're not popping. There's other sectors and other groups of artists and people who you can reach out to as well, who can do the same thing and even more, who can probably assist you more than your own people. So I personally have an issue when I see people like that, and they tend to think because you don't want to only be associated with Nigerians that it's a problem. Like, has anybody else personally experienced that before?
I had kind of wanted to go off something that Owen was saying, you know, like specifically, you know, just like being African, it's like sometimes, like, you know, within the family, it's like, you know, like when they see you trying to do something other than like the traditional, you know, like go and get your master's and be a lawyer or a doctor. And it's like you know, African parents like lawyer and doctor a lot. You know, it's like say like you want to play a sport, like you want to try and get big off of that, or like you want to dance, like even I experienced that one time. Like it's kind of annoying just because like your family or like your close relatives might see you doing something that's not the average, that's not the ordinary. So it's like they kind of, you know, like try and shoot you down and like in certain ways sometimes, but you know, like I just think that it's something that you have to try and deal with, and just, you know, like try and show them why you being extraordinary could, you know, benefit you, your family, and, you know, just your vision.
I think we all can definitely agree with what he's saying in the sense where, you know, our parents raise us to, they tell us, oh, we don't want you to go to school, I want you to be a lawyer, I want you to be this. But we were not raised to say, whatever you want to do that makes you happy, and go right ahead and do it. You know, that's why I feel like sometimes you really have to rebel. And if you have to, if that makes you the black sheep of the family, then can I curse?
Of course.
Then fuck it. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to look at your life 10, 20 years from now, and you sit in there and just be like, damn, you know what, I should have just not listened to what my parents said. And you know, I should have just did what I want to do, because if you do what you really love doing, you never have to work for the rest of your life. Believe it.
Also, one thing is, just to add on to what he's saying, one thing is this, right? Because I would say this to my parents. Oh God, I wanted to be a DJ. What? In my house? Go to school. Carry a book. The money I spent the last 10 years, to waste it being a DJ, I'm stupid. But you gotta tell them, you gotta show them what you do. You have to make them understand this is what I like to do. The other day, I posted my picture, my flyer of my party. My dad commented and he was like, I see you're making money now, you're enjoying your life. You have to make them understand. You have to make them understand. You have to work hard. So at the same time, I'm going to school and I'm doing my master's too. He sees that.
That's
so
right.
He will not say anything about that now. He was, where's your party? Where's your next party you're doing? Yeah. Just make sure you send money back to Nigeria. So you have to just work hard to show them. You don't want to say you want to be something, and you know they're sponsoring you to school and you're doing something. You're just coming back home with nothing. It's like it's you know, they probably get angry about that too. So
It's true.
at the same time, you have to just show them this is what I love to do, this is what I'm doing, and work hard to it.
And my next question is geared towards you specifically, Shegun, because you have a talent that's quite geared to something that a lot of people have tried to reemerge, I would say, recently, which is artistry. Like, you're definitely an artist.
Yes.
Like, how did that conversation go?
You know, it didn't. Oh, trust me, it didn't go good at all. It's, you know, it was hell in my house that day, and you know, I'm getting older every day. You know, and it's like sometimes if you want somebody to respect you,
Yes.
you have to defy their authority.
That's right.
So it's like I just said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm never gonna stop whether you like it or not. I love art. You know, art chose me. I didn't choose art. I've been drawing ever since I was a kid. I just took a break for about 14 years and I came back, and you know, right now I'm still learning the basics. I'm still aspiring, and
Yes.
eventually this is what I want to use to feed my family. So it's I mean, there's people that we all know Slimster. He's
Yes,
a wonderful
excellent
artist.
artist,
You know, he's really good, and he's Nigerian too at the same time. So you know, seeing somebody like that, and many other different Nigerian artists. You know, I follow a bunch of artists on my Instagram, and these guys are really dope. And it moves me, it inspires me, it gives me the drive, it motivates the will, and you know, I love it. I mean, I could sit there and talk about art all day, but I'm not gonna do that. So
And we respect the passion.
thank you.
For me, Owen actually is my brother. For those who don't know, this is my blood brother. You know, mother, father, my twin, as you can see. So Owen, you know, growing up, I think you're amazingly talented. Let me say that, and I'm not saying this because I'm your sister. I just naturally like my Owen's story with the African talking drum started when he was just a baby. It was a gift from my great grandmother in Nigeria. And my mother would tell everybody when she was here, she would say, you know, Owen, from the day that he was given that drum, Owen would not stop playing it. And Owen took it to church, and Owen made a monument, literally, in Celestial Church of Christ, for those who are familiar with that Nigerian sector of Christianity. And my mom, for some reason, she was always supportive. Like, you know, a lot of our parents may not take us seriously musically wise or whatever. My mom was the proudest person. Owen, how did it feel to have our mom support you musically wise? I know she was still here today. That would be something that will bring joy to her. How does that make you feel that, you know, mommy was so supportive of you doing music?
It made me feel really good that my mother was there to support me with it, because I see a lot of kids that when I started playing talking drum at 2-3 years old, a lot of kids would start, but then they lose interest in it. So my mom she'd be the first one to come and spray me if I'm playing at church or at a party. So it's definitely missed. You know, her support is definitely missed. But what I wish that was done more. I think my mother, I can't say overloved, because you know you want your mother to love you, but I think she protected me a little too much from it. I think that me now, what I'm doing now with my music, I think it could have been maybe greater. If like there's some people that came up to my mother, oh, I want to take your son to shows, I want to take your son to do this and do that, and my mom would say no, just because she didn't trust them, which I get. But when I see a lot of my peers that are my age now and doing stuff, playing with artists, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I don't feel some type of way about it, but I'm a grown man now. I can't sit here and cry about it. God has his reason for doing stuff. I took a break from music. I got into sports. I got to college. I didn't even think I'd be doing music again. But after she died, I just said, you know what? My mom left too soon, and I don't know when's my time to go. So let me just fulfill something I feel God gave me rather than waste my talent. People have told me, I had a music teacher tell me, what you do right now with that drum that you're doing, people go to school for. You just were born with it. So I give thanks to God for it, and I'm glad that he brought me back to doing what I love doing.
I was so proud of you guys for lately. You got the opportunity to dance with, you know, one of the top producers in the Nigerian music industry, Mr. Banky W. So you guys deserve a pat on the back for that. Like, I literally come to your rehearsals and you guys work your butts off. You know, you guys are still so very young, and I just want everyone supports you. I haven't heard like not one person in our community who thinks anything negative of you. We're so proud of you. Like, how was that experience? I know you guys were probably skyrocket. Like, how did you even get to that point where you were able to dance for this guy? And, you know, tell us about how that felt. Shannon, how did you feel when that came about?
when we got a call from Blanket W, I was so excited because I never thought that I would like meet Blanket W.
Right.
So that was like a really, really great opportunity for me because I love dancing. Like me dancing with a big artist is like it's a really good thing. So
That's good.
I feel really good.
Yeah, like
You know, in conclusion to all of these things that we've said today, as you know, today's episode is entitled A Million and One Kings. And just so you know, the reason why I decided to bring that into the light, I just felt like we don't pay enough attention to our young males. Like, for the most part, when you go down your Instagram timeline, you're on Snapchat, you're on Facebook, wherever your source of social network is, I feel like we have this big burst of emerging young female entrepreneurs. And if you watch the last episode, you can see exactly what I meant. So, as males, do you guys agree with what I'm saying, or am I speaking from a female perspective? Because I want to know, why is it not so, pertinent amongst males? Like, what's lacking in our males?
I think, when it comes down to our men, I feel like most men want to be followers. They don't want to take that responsibility. They don't want to show that They don't want to show the responsibility of leading. So they rather be a soldier than to be a general.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like we need to start pushing our men. Okay, you don't have to go left when everybody's, you don't have to go right when everybody's going right. You can go left. You could do your own thing.
That's right.
You can, you can work hard. Continue to work hard. Continue whatever you believe in. Whatever you believe in, as long as you work towards it, it's definitely going to come to pass.
That's right.
A lot of things that I've personally noticed is a lot of males do things for show. It's not really what they do. If I'm going through Instagram, I'm going through Facebook or something, somebody's putting up stacks of $100 bills. I'm like, did you clear out your whole bank account just to show Instagram? Like, you don't have to do that. Like, okay, I have a regular job, like a lot of other people do. I don't go and post up my money on, for what? It's my business. If I'm doing the right thing, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't have to sit there and brag and show off. Even with, our artistry, YB DJing, you're doing your art, the boys are dancing, I'm doing my music, you're doing your thing. I look at Instagram for a way to promote our business rather than to promote negativity. Like, people always want to say, oh, they hate us this, they hate us that. You hating on yourself, man. It's security. If you feel like you have to attack somebody so that way you can feel like they're hating on you, because you're putting a chip on your shoulder that shouldn't be there. There's no need for that. Everybody here was born with a gift. God doesn't make his children to suffer. We suffer because of the choices that we make in our life. If you choose to go that way, then that's you. Don't hate on somebody else because they're doing the right thing and you're not.
Let's say about young men, like in the community, one thing we have to do is support each other. We have to really support each other, because lately, somebody's doing something. That's one thing, because I don't know. I just basically my own thing is this. I don't know if you're doing whatever you're doing and you really put it in work. I don't. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I'll support what you're doing. And I think that's what we need to do, is support each other as men. Because some people probably see you, they blah, this is what this guy's doing. Then they'll just keep. They'll not. That support will not be there. They'll just want to do their thing themselves. But I think it's better to work together and accomplish a goal than just do it individually. There's this picture I saw. These two dogs are trying to get food, basically, right? There's food here, there's food here. They're trying to go separate ways to get the food, and there's a rope tied to them. Now, two of them were just struggling for like hours trying to get the food. Until one of them just stopped, went to the other one, and they both went to this first side, they ate the food together. They went to the other side, they ate the food together.
Yes.
And I think it's worth. So if you support each other, I think we can do bigger things and, in the community better than us trying to, hate. Like you said,
So, in conclusion of today's episode, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Humbly, appreciatively, from the bottom of my heart. You guys made this a really wonderful, it's very natural. I love the vibes that you guys have. Obviously blessed with natural talents. It's just the beginning.
Thank you.
Still young, still going strong, and thank you for bringing the vision together for VLTV's A Million and One King. So thank you guys. And
we love you, TT.
We love you.
Love you, TT.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, TT.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So in conclusion, stay tuned.